A very big welcome to today's event, everybody. It's the last instalment of our Race Network Leaders and Future Leaders events for 2022. I'm Raj Tulsiani, Chief Executive of Green Park and co-founder and chair of Race Quality Matters. I'm joined today by my fellow co-founder at Race Quality Matters, Javed Thomas, and our newest team member, Blazer Nunji. So Blazer, welcome. He's running the technology today, so if anything goes wrong, make sure you blame Javed, all right? So today is really timely. At the beginning of the week, I was a guest of the CBI, and in the second row, when the Prime Minister did his address to business. And what he basically said is that I'm open to ideas, but those ideas have to come from a credible source. So this group of ethnic minority network leaders is a credible source. And I'm just going to ask you to get in touch so we can create some real pressure around businesses through this reach out from the government. So if anyone's interested in that, I'll put my email in the chat. But what we want to do today is show what's making an impact, show what good looks like, and provide some examples of some of the journeys of organisations are on getting towards race equality, credible organisations. Our experts today include Race Equality Matters Trailblazer organisation, Northampton Careers, and Catherine, James Oliver and Delia Gordon will be talking about their journey later on. We've also got Leon Osu from Efficient IP, who's kindly managed to put the time aside to become one of our Trailblazer judges. So thank you to both of them for making their time available today. I also want to thank you for joining us today as we explore how we can truly help each other to make a bigger impact when tackling race equality within our organisations and beyond. And despite what everyone tells us, we know that the pace of change is nowhere near fast enough, and we're bored of listening to people amplify their aspirations when there's no evidence of credible progression. So in terms of agenda, today's session will be fast-paced, as always, and there'll be some interactive opportunities to learn from each other. We always kick these things off with a poll, then you'll hear from our expert speakers. Time permitting, there'll be some Q&A for our speakers. And excitingly, we will also announce a second wave of successful REM Trailblazing organisations. We aim to promptly finish at 1:45. Housekeeping, I'm sure you'll be used to this after 2 years of online meetings or so. We're recording it so you can access it later. Questions in the chat, please. Sound auto-disabled until the discussion groups. Please do help us amplify what we're trying to do here through social media. It doesn't cost you anything. We're doing all this for free. Help us out, please. If you are not linked into us or the people here, please do build your networks so we can keep up to date with our plans, opportunities, and signposting great work in this space. Our focus is on providing you, as people who've actually committed some of your time, often unpaid and unsupported, to provide you with free tools and skills to help you make a bigger impact for your personal brand and for your organisation. This has included us creating concepts and solutions in collaboration with your lived experience of racial inequality and credible allies. We also shine a light on other solutions that make an impact. So if you don't know, find out. But ultimately, Race Equality Week, we're hoping to get 4.5 million people this year. Safe Space, which was created in conjunction with the great work in Network Rail. The Big Promise, which is all about turning words into action and creating leadership accountability. Tea Break and My Name Is. The My Name Is tool, which is powered by my firm Green Park in collaboration with Edelman, looks at tackling or helping tackle microaggressions and micro-incivilities in the workplace. We had 1.7 billion impressions in the first month, and it's still growing strong. For the people who are affected, we're already committed. It's just for everyone else to catch up, make sure that their promises actually relate to how they behave in the organisations that we work in. So we provide all of these solutions. We provide how to do it right guides. We provide workshops. They're all free to individuals. We're all trying to remove some of the key barriers we face. However, this is only possible with the support of our partners, particularly Green Park and our lifetime visionary partner, British Telecom, our founding partners, Auto Trader, Edelman and HS2. You may also, if you're a regular attendee, have noticed that we've got a fantastic new key partner in Lloyd's of London. They're the world's leading insurance and reinsurance marketplace, who along with Green Park will also be powering Race Equality Week. As a not-for-profit, we need further funding to keep going. So if your organisation would like to get involved and help support the work or be a sponsor, please do get in touch. Your support means that we can unite more people and organisations and drive forward accountability. If you want to be part of the pressure group we're creating to influence regulation and government thinking to put pressure on business, contact me directly. So we're going to start with our first poll. Please answer the questions as quickly as possible. I'm sure you'd rather be listening to the speakers than listening to me. I know I would be. So could you please launch the poll, Blaze?
Thank you all for your contribution to the poll. So as we can see here today, 76% of us identify as ethnically diverse or an appropriate equivalent, and 22% as an ally. It's fantastic to see so many race network leaders and future leaders here today too. In question 2, so what roles do you play in your organisation? So 22% here are senior leaders, 29% D&I professionals, 20% race network members and 35% race network leads. So a very good mix. Question 3, why have you joined today's event? So 67% to get ideas, 63% to learn and 62% to be inspired. So we hope to do all that for you today and more. And we've got some great speakers that will help us with this. How well do you think your organisation tackles race inequality? Only 9% feel really well. 47% fairly well, and 37% a little, not enough, and not at all. So still some way to go with this, but we think there's a tiny bit of progress. So thank you for sharing your observations there. Important question for us about networks. Do you feel your network has influence in your organisation? Great to see 50% of you think a good amount or a great deal. So half of us here today think our networks do have an influence, while 46% little, not enough, and not at all. Hence, we really need to work on helping organisations enable their networks to have the influence we need. It is the networks that are the heart of creating change. Interesting to see today that 97% here today actually do have a network, which is far higher than we've seen before. Question 6, do you feel your leaders, senior leaders and managers are committed to tackling race inequality? 44% say yes, and 47% a little bit but not enough. So really it's 56% do not feel their senior leaders and managers are committed enough to tackle race inequality. That's a concerning figure, I think. Question 7, in your organisation, who do you think is playing a key part in tackling race inequality? So consistent with other polls, 60% think ethnically diverse colleagues are playing a key part. 47% the race network or an equivalent. 47% the D&I function. And 38% leaders, 18% managers. That's why the theme for Race Equality Week 2023 is everyone's business. These figures need to be a lot higher for us to see and have enough impact through organisations. It can't be just left to the small few. Question 8. In your organisation, when it comes to tackling race inequality, what level of impact do your allies have? So 7% think the majority of the allies do make an impact, which is close to the making it everyone's business. 39% think a fair number of allies make an impact, but then we've got 54% think very few make an impact or they take no action. Most organisations, the majority do not feel that allies are having enough of an impact. And we know from our research, allies are crucial to creating the change and addressing race inequality. Question 9. Has your organisation done anything that has made a noticeable impact in tackling race inequality This is our highest score so far, so 62% of you say yes, and we'd love to hear from you, so thank you for sharing that. So that is positive and great to know, and hopefully some of you may be Trailblazer organizations or future Trailblazer organizations, so do let us know. And question 10, please indicate which will be of interest during Race Equality Week. So this helps us determine the thought leadership and content for Race Equality Week events. Unsurprisingly, 75% of us how to make tackling race inequality everyone's business. 60% how to be an anti-racist organisation. 54% how to remove biases from recruitment. 56% how to get organisations or leaders to up their game. All responses, at least half in the room, are keen on all the topics, if not more than that. So we will build the programme for Race Equality Week around that. So thank you all for your contribution, and watch this space. Thank you.
Well, let's get into it then. Shall we get into our guest speakers and hear more about them?
Thank you. Yep. So as Raj said, today's event is all about making an impact and sharing what good looks like for race equality. So far too long, as Raj touched upon, tackling race inequality has been too slow. And this is highlighted in a recent survey where 63% said there's been little or no change tackling race inequality in their organisation last 12 months. And today's poll is quite reflects that. And just 38% of respondents said their organisation's focus was on action, not words. And that's and again, today's poll, very similar results, which we'll share with you after. Whilst there's been overall disappointing progress over the past couple of years, we've spoken to and heard from members of our community, the change makers, who are moving their organisations away from talk to action by implementing our solutions or their own impactful initiatives. Many of these initiatives have been driven by the race networks themselves. Some of you we recognise are in the room today. We've been sharing examples of what really works through our events, buddy circles, case studies, and our Trailblazer program. And many of you have also shared your experience of what works through the various collaboration groups at our events, and there'll be 2 today for you. You've also told us that sharing what works has helped you build and continue the momentum to drive race equality, and you want more. So that's why today's event will focus on not what's going wrong, but sharing what works. Next slide, please. I mentioned Trailblazers earlier, and just in case you haven't heard about it, we launched Trailblazers earlier this year, and they are more than an award. They are to recognise those organisations that are driving change with meaningful impact. It is also another great way to share what is working with our wider community for us all to benefit. So in a nutshell, there are 2 types of Trailblazer status. The first one you can see on screen is for organizations that have successfully run a race equality matters solution. Once you get this, it's a lifelong recognition. It's yours forever because you've delivered on one of these solutions. On the next one, you can see the second status covers both race equality matters solutions or actions your organizations has taken to tackle race inequality from your own initiatives. So as well as race equality matters solutions, we appreciate there are other things out there. You initially apply for bronze status. You can't jump in at platinum. You apply for bronze status, and in time you progress across the other levels. And each time it's delivering a greater impact at each stage. These Trailblazer Awards are time limited to ensure organizations keep the momentum going and don't live off an award they achieved a long, long time ago and with very little progress since. It's a story we hear too often from the community and yourselves in the room today. Hence, within 6 to 18 months, to keep that award, organizations are required to demonstrate that more meaningful action has continued since then and impact has been made. And we don't mean just doing Black History Month or Race Equality Week. The high level awards of gold and platinum may take a number of years for an organization to achieve, but it's designed to encourage continuous improvement over a significant period of time. Because addressing race equality needs to be an ongoing and not a pop-up or a series of one-offs. Being a Trailblazer organization will also be a differentiator for your organization, for employees and future talent, for your clients, customers, and communities you operate in. And we'll hear from one of the Trailblazers exactly how that's worked. Trailblazer status is more than an award, and we'll share more about that later. And here's our first wave, which was in the summer. And we're super excited. We'll be announcing the second wave of Trailblazers later in the event. Next slide, thank you. So speaking of Trailblazers, we'd now love to introduce you to two very special guests and two incredible change makers, Catherine James Oliver and Delia Gordon. Please unmute yourselves, Catherine and Delia. They are from Northamptonshire Carers, who are inaugural Race Equality Matters Bronze Trailblazers. Big welcome to you both.
Oh, thank
Hello.
you.
Thank
you.
Thank you. So just explain who they are. Catherine is an ethnic minority carers development worker and team leader for integrated care across Northamptonshire.
Thank you.
And I haven't promoted you. Right? And Delia is the ethnic minority cares lead of Northamptonshire Carers, for those that don't know, is a local medium-sized charity supporting those who have unpaid responsibility to care for, support and look after someone else. And last time I knew, there's over 6 million unpaid carers in the UK. They support carers of all ages. Catherine and Delia are running the Making Carers Count programme, a project to support carers of Black and Asian heritage, and they'll touch upon that a bit later. If we could take down the slides, and the first question will be for Delia. As we're focused on what good looks like, what impactful activity did you submit to the Trailblazing judging panel?
Well, thank you, Javid. I can happily say that it wasn't just one activity. That we do have a slide that shows all the things that we've done. And in order to make a real difference, it is the accumulation of many different actions in order to make an impact. So it wasn't just one activity. And the main point I would say to make things achievable is to ensure that your senior management and trustees, because we are a charity, are on the same page with what's needed. So when we were putting things in place to achieve race equality within our organisation, we started off with some staff workshops to talk about diversity and inclusion, and at this point people got the understanding of what a big promise commitment is and what my name is. And so both of those initiatives we've got up off the ground. With the Making Carers Count program, we are identifying our Black and Asian carers to be utilising our services as well. And it's also looking at the race inequalities that may happen within staff and the workforce and our carers and service users. And what is good about having the Making Carers Count funding is that it's giving us structure and funding to make things happen as well. We've also embedded the ethos. So Gaynor Roberts, our manager, has rewritten our mission and values to also include the value. I'm going to read this. We will have brave conversations to promote equality, inclusion and diversity, and adhere to a zero tolerance of discrimination in all its forms. So that's now embedded in the mission and values of the organisation, and so all staff know that this is the road that we're travelling on. Also, our equality, diversity and inclusion policy now includes positive action. So we are making those changes in order to ensure that we are supporting the group that are disadvantaged, and it's embedded in what we're doing, as well as ensuring our commitment to zero tolerance and approach to discrimination as an organisation. And it goes on, there's more things. For example, we engage with local organisations, NHFT, NHS, their equality, diversion and inclusion leads, and our service providers, to make sure that we're all on the same page, and raising awareness of what we're doing with our big promise commitments and our My Name Is campaigns. And that has infiltrated, and people are starting to take that on board, and they're coming back to us going, okay, you're a trailblazer. How have you done that? What does that mean? What advice can you give us in order to make the change? What difference can it do, and what has it done for you? So it's been quite an exciting time to have these conversations with people, organisations from all around the country as well, not just locally within Northamptonshire. We're also increasing the inclusivity of our services using the co-production model. So we're talking to people from the community, we're talking to community leaders, we're asking community leaders to come onto our trustees panel so that they can have a voice and influence what we're doing as an organisation. And we're reviewing our recruitment procedures to ensure that it's inclusive and reduce any barriers to people coming to our organisation as well. Okay.
Brilliant, thank you. So I'm gonna try and make a headline out of that. There was a lot of ands in it. I think that's really important. So actually it just shows it wasn't just one thing, it's part of the culture, the DNA of the organization.
Yes.
And I think what's important to know is because lots of organizations are doing very little different and expecting different results. What was different about the activity you did, and how has this activity impacted on ethnically diverse colleagues and the organization? Delia and Catherine may want to add to that.
Okay. So it's changed things. It's allowed brave conversations within the organization, questioning, opportunity to talk and think about, okay, we're meeting with this family, we've got this carer, they're of this nationality, how would it be best to approach this? So it's starting conversations as well. It's a journey, and we're raising awareness of inequalities and the experiences of Black and Asian communities. So it's through our workshops, it's given people that awareness of what we're doing, and also it's identified the areas that they're needing more support, where they're not feeling comfortable. Maybe they're not feeling comfortable about language, they're not feeling comfortable about religion, what it might mean to the people we're supporting. And it's because our training has been so bespoke, it's more reflective, and it's different from other sorts of EDI training, and it helps people to think a bit more outside of the box of what it means to be inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would say as well that it has definitely attracted talented and skilled people from ethnically diverse communities. You know, they want to come and work with us. You know, and there's an excitement, you know, about wanting to work with us. So yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, they people want to join us on our journey. They're seeing what we're doing. It's unusual. It's different. And they want to make a change, not only for their own well-being, the well-being of our communities, and to influence other organizations by the actions that they are able to address race inequality as well. So it's interesting time, and it's since the rollout of the delivery of our big promise, we have attracted people who have said that what we are doing as an organisation is the reason why they have come
to join us
and made us the commitment to join us. So, for example, we've had 2 ethnically diverse members of staff prior to this initiative on board, working during our daytime. We're now looking at, if we were looking at percentages, we're going 400% because we're having a total of 5 new members of staff starting up, you know, towards the new year. So it's increased, it's brought in more different talent, different skills, different outlook, and they're seeing what we're doing, and this Trailblazer is making a big difference. Catherine.
And our Black staff in the organisation, we're feeling supported, but also by our allies. Our allies are also, you know, they have a voice, they're speaking up, they're taking action, and you actually feel that the network is growing, the movement, it feels like the movement is growing, and everybody's feeling proud to take action. You know, it's a good place. It feels like a good place to work. It feels like a good, innovative, and inclusive place to work.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Just to wrap up, so Delia, in 30 seconds, what next?
What next in 30 seconds? Oh boy, I've got a
25
whole
now.
list here. Okay, so we're looking at our key performance indicators, because we're moving from a small medium charity to a medium large, because we're so successful in what we're doing. People are coming, and we're changing so many things that we're doing, and it's such an exciting time. So we're realizing now that we need to ensure that we are supporting those protected characteristics, and we're looking at how we are going to monitor that and record things such as our recruitment, our promotion, our dismissal, disciplinary gaps and grievances and harassment, things that a small charity may not have otherwise looked at, but now as we're growing to a big charity, we know that we need to monitor those in order to make sure that we're supporting those who may experience discrimination or inequality. We also plan to co-produce our tea break with staff and from our staff network to make sure that we are discussing subjects that are relevant to the workforce. And we've got both bespoke training program that we're going to start putting in place with the feedback from the workshops that we did put that we ran for the first 6 months. And also we have a GP accreditation program, and we're looking at how that accreditation can include inclusivity, so that we're ensuring that we're addressing health inequalities as well, and that they are proactively referring those patients that may be falling through the gaps, and because we oversee that as well, so we're looking at how to review that, and to continually develop our recruitment and to shape our services and activities to better meet the needs of Black and Asian carers. Is there anything else?
No.
We're
We're doing a lot.
I'm conscious of time. I know every time you used your word of recruitment, Raj woke up again. So that's fantastic. And we'd love to talk to you about exploring applying for silver soon as well. So I think you're doing some fantastic work. So that's a really good standard for other organizations in the room to work out. This is what bronze looks like. Again, you can access the recording to share with your colleagues and your bosses, etc. So thank you tons, Catherine and Delia. And also with time permitting, I've got to keep this going. Hopefully they can join us for Q&A at the end. Okay. So I said it's all about collaboration. So what we're going to do is put you into little breakout groups. And a few weeks ago, it was Black History Month, which came to an end. So what was good about Black History Month, whether it was in your organization or what you heard outside? This is a chance to go into the small little collab groups to talk amongst each other, what you to experienced and saw, because again, it'll help you all pick up things and ideas maybe for next year, or even for use for Race Equality Week, etc. So this is a chance. You'll have about 7 minutes in group. You haven't got time to introduce yourselves. You've got your names there. Just go for it, and someone be timekeeper, and we'll give you a 1 minute warning. So Blaze, if you can put everyone into a room, if you could do 12 to 14 rooms, that'd be great. Thank you. So before we hear from Leon, one of our Trailblazer judges, we thought it'd be helpful just to give you a bit of an overview of the judges, their role in the process, as we saw some potential future judges in the room today. So basically, organizations submit applications based on specific questions and criteria, and this has been the questions and the criteria have been determined by the Race Equality Matters community. When applications are received, we anonymize them and send them to the judges, so they don't know who it is. They then evaluate and score them independently based on a set of criteria. They look for evidence of impact. It's all about the impact and how the actions taken have had a positive impact on ethnically diverse employees and how involved the ethnically diverse employees were involved. And as you can see, so this is the feedback we'll be getting, and then the ultimate results will be shared with the application. So they'll get on each question, they'll see how they've been doing well. So you can see something green scored really well, red less well. So they'll get feedback on that. So there's 3 results. We combine the judges' scores. So an application either successful, borderline, or doesn't quite meet the criteria, but everyone gets a feedback report. So one thing that sets Trailblazers apart from other initiatives and organizations have told us is extremely valuable for future plans, that they get this visual and written feedback on the judges, as independent people say how we think you could do better and what needs addressing. Next slide, please. Our ethos is to create and develop our solutions and initiatives with those with lived experience. All of our judges are from ethnically diverse backgrounds. And here are fantastic Wave 2 judges. If we can play the video, please. Anila Ashmood, Anisha Taylor, Alicia Nagar, Stella Emmett, Anita Chagar, Ashad Khalid, Esther Kwan, Francisco Beloso, Faiza Mukit, Helen Choudhury, Kelvin Campbell, Kush Kanodia, Lily Kandker, Lynette Lucas, Margaret Ochieng, Margaret Greer, Mark Burbeck, Nina Goswami, Nikki St-Paul, Sophie Penrose, Zinga Orgil, AJ Mystery, and Ugo Ebo. Thank you very much to them judges. So I'm now delighted to introduce you one of our amazing Wave 2 judges, Leon Usu, Corporate and Enterprise Account Manager at Efficient IP. If you could unmute yourself, please, Leon, thank you. And if we could take the slide down, Blaze, thank you. Efficient IP is an organization that enables IP-based communication, simplifies network management, and enhances operational efficiency. So Leon, we had a couple of engagements with him throughout this, and his feedback was quite inspiring, actually. So a huge welcome, Leon. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
And for being a Trailblazer judge, why did you decide to be one?
So I think for me as a person, I've wanted to be someone who advocates for change, someone who is actually trying to do something to make the world more diverse, improve equality. And I think with the initiative of the Trailblazer, that kind of gave me that opportunity to actually be impactful, and also learn and see what great work and initiatives that other organizations are doing, that hopefully I can steal and use it for my own organization. And then on the judging element, it allows me to obviously give my opinion, congratulate people for the good work they're doing, but also say, look, these are elements that I think you could do to improve going forward. So those are the reasons why I wanted to be a judge. Brilliant,
thank you. I think that's a common feedback we get from judges, a chance to have an impact and create change, but then also, yeah, as you said, learn from others as well, because this is the idea, it's collaboration, we learn from each other, and that's how we move on. Based on your experience, why would it be good for race network leaders or future leaders to get involved as judges, and what are the benefits for them individually?
So obviously some of the benefits I've just described, but I think with race network leaders, I think it kind of gives you a good understanding of what other organizations are doing. Yes, you don't know the names because like you said, it was anonymized, but you can see what's working well for other people. And then you can kind of have a true reflection of, okay, are we doing enough? Okay, what we're doing actually is working because other people are doing it. So I think it gives you that okay, this is where we are, this is where we want to be, what are others doing, how can we improve? And it kind of gives you a community where you can kind of be like, okay, great, this is what everyone else is doing. Hopefully I can take this on board and continue to push for the change and more quality and more diversity within our organization.
Brilliant, thank you. And someone said race equality matters Trailblazers is more than awards. So actually what we want is every application to succeed, because it means organizations are doing good. There's no winners or losers per se, or runners up, etc. It's we want people to hit a standard. So what do you think makes race equality matters Trailblazers different?
So for me, I describe it as a continuous ongoing development of your diversity, equality and inclusion journey. So as you've said on the way it's been categorized, it's not a case of you get an award and you move on. It's a case of understanding where you are as an organization. Okay, this is what we're doing well. This is the initiatives and activities that we want to showcase. Great, this is good. But what do we need to do to improve? How can we improve? And hopefully we have that community of all of us striving to be more diverse, taking on the recommendations that you get given, because some people know you do apply, you may not get the bronze award, but at least you know what you need to do going forward to get that. So I think it's a continuous development on a journey that every organization will have to go to. No one's at the top yet. It's an ongoing learning curve for everyone.
A few years ago, showcase example, of what good looks like with Northamptonshire Carers. And that, what did good look like, and what was positive activities, initiatives stood out for you?
I think the positive activities that stood out for me are ones where I think I have a sense that every employee is being impacted by it. So not just the ethnic minorities, but also allies. So maybe initiatives, activities that the ethnic backgrounds are being involved with, they're having a say, their voices are being heard, but also the allies also, being a true ally, supporting and together collaborating on how they can improve. So for me, that's what I was looking for, what organizations are doing that is affecting everybody, not just the leaders, not just the employees, but a big impact for everyone. And maybe some testimonials to kind of demonstrate, okay, X person has said, this is what we're doing, this is how I've been impacted, this is how my voice has been being heard. That sort of stuff is what I was really looking for.
Really think, and I think for everyone in the room, have a reflect on the point Leon made there. Is it impacting and is it benefiting or involving a small group of your people? Could be allies, could be leaders, or is it everyone? And I think that's the differentiating factor. It's the everyone, and not all organizations that sent their applications were affecting everyone. And I think, as I said, Leon and the other judges, that's what they were looking for. If we don't get everyone involved or benefiting or engaged, how can we change? Do you have any final words you'd like to say about encouraging other people to be a Trailblazer judge?
I think it's a great opportunity to be involved, kind of get a true reflection of where you are as an organization. You can highlight all the good things you're doing, amplify what you're doing, but at least you also can demonstrate to the employees of your organization, look, we are trying, we are going above and beyond. We want to be known as a organization that's been accredited, that's making real change, that's taking this seriously. And I think it's a good show of, we are taking this seriously. We're not just talking about it, we're actually doing some actionable things to improve, to be more diverse, to provide an equal opportunity for everyone to thrive in an organization, in a sector, in the world. So that's how I see it.
Powerfully said, Leon. Thank you for sharing, and hopefully you can stay for the Q&As at the end. Before we go into the next collaboration group, what we'd like to do is share some examples of the first wave of Trailblazers and what they did, just to give you a taste on that. So the first one is HS2. They've driven courageous conversations and raised awareness through various articles about racial inequality. Their staff and network surveys tell them that their staff are feeling passionate about working for HS2. And their reach network has contributed to changing the culture as it relates to race within the business. And it's the engagement levels within the business on issues related to race equality has also increased. So the reach network is having a huge impact in that organization. Thank you. Next one is Mental Health First Aid England. And despite being a small organization, Mental Health First Aid England have invested in a full-time D&I position and are committed to being an anti-racist organization. There's been a willingness to start critical and uncomfortable conversations. As a result, their central staff and instructor members have described the commitment to race equity as essential and life-changing. Feedback from judges they said Mental Health First Aid England showed the organization's commitment across all staff levels to stamping out racism and listening to issues and challenges faced by ethnic minority staff, therefore for empowering them. So thank you, well done to Mental Health First Aid England. Amy PLC. At Amy, Race Equality Matters Safe Space Solution enabled uncomfortable conversations and commitment to action. As a result, their ethnically diverse colleagues have had a direct influence on change in the recruitment practices, the development of leaders, on Amy's communication strategy, and the call it out process. So fantastic stuff. Newham Council, there were many examples of impact from them, and the judge said overall a very strong application, very admirable to see actions undertaken internally with and for staff. And I think that reflects on what Leon was saying. An important aspect of the first phase of their program has been understanding the challenges by collecting data and insights and building partnerships. And this has been essential build the foundations to be an anti-racist organisation and insert the importance of embedding anti-racist work and practice. The result has been 83% of the workforce have now completed the ethnicity data, and they've launched a recruitment of internal race equality champions. Next one, which is Hammersmith and Fulham. Following the implementation of tea break, Hammersmith and Fulham colleagues are now talking more about race. Ethnically diverse colleagues are sharing lived experience and challenges they face at work. Allies are openly stating they didn't recognise they were privileged. And staff want to participate, get involved in supporting the organisation's work to tackle race inequality. So a bit like Leon said, everyone's getting involved. Okay, so we'll be announcing our amazing Wave 2 Trailblazers shortly, but before we do, we're going to a final breakout. So as we said earlier, what good things have you seen in tackling race inequality in your organisation or outside? So we'll give you 8 minutes for this to go into your groups and do that, and we'll see you soon. Thank you. So now the real moment you've been waiting for, the announcement of the second wave of Race Equality Matter Trailblazers. And thanks tons to the judges who you saw earlier. Yeah, if we can play the video, that'd be great. Thank you. So in bronze, Vale of Glamorgan, Thames Valley Police, Home Group, Mills and Reed, Northumberland County Council, CDS Cooperatives, Cornwall Council, Kingston upon Thames and Sutton, and my name is the Children's Society, Jaguar Land Rover, and Tea Break Croydon, and Cornwall Council. Fantastic. So fantastic there. And just say, I think it's about 64% of applicants got it. So again, the judges, they were looking for what made it. So congratulations to them. And we encourage others to join afterwards. So thank you for that. So if you want to take part in the next wave, which will be spring 23, please do express your interest on our website. There will be limited slots available. Next slide, please. There's a link in the chat and we'll share a follow-up email too. And also, if you want to be a future judge, you can register your interest as well. So before we go into the Q&A, which include Delia, Catherine and Leon, we'd like to update you on what's in the pipeline for Race Equality Matters and do a quick final poll. So Race Equality Week is not too far away. If we go back yeah, thank you. Not too far away. And this year it's powered by Green Park and Lloyd. So they're making this bigger and better, more impactful. So as we look ahead to 6th of February 2023, should be in your diaries, always the first Monday in February. The theme is It's Everyone's Business. And as I said, it's not just for the few, it's everyone's business. And the sub-theme is Action Drives Change. We want to move organizations and leaders from just talking about race into taking action that creates meaningful change. So the onus is not on the few, the race networks, race network leaders, HR, D&I. It's everyone's business. And so hopefully today's session will have given you some inspiration for that. To support organizations with the activity, we've created a 5-day challenge. So I know a few organizations talked about 21-day challenge, and Natalie Watt of Equans created shared the idea and we built on it. This has been built by the Race Equality Matters community. There are 5 different challenges that take 5 minutes each over a 5-day period. So 5, 5, 5, really easy. So everyone in your organization can take part. The 5-day challenge will include eye-opener questions to make us reflect, some videos, articles, and activities to help your employees reflect, and more importantly, take action to drive race equality. But I said each day takes 5 minutes, so there's no excuse for any of your colleagues not to take part. And this will also include the solution, the big promise, and you may have seen Green Park have taken the lead and make it a big promise. And this is where you're transparent and accountable. This is what I'm going to do to tackle race inequality. And there's different promises depending where you sit in the organization. And we'll be sharing more about that soon. Feedback has been positive on the 5-day challenge. 75% think will help maximize colleague engagement. So 75% think will engage all colleagues. 76% think it is more or significantly more effective than other D&I initiatives to tackle race. And 95% said they're going to run it. So remember, 5 different challenges that take 5 minutes each over a 5-day period for Race Equality Week. And the guide will be live, if not end of this week, beginning next week. So if your organisation plans to get involved in Race Equality Week, do let us know. And we'd like to have you as a spotlight organisation. There's a series of questions, and then we will share. But it's got to show you're going to be doing something that is going to make an impact. And we'll share a link for you on that. Next slide, please. We will have only one more event before the official Race Equality Week events, which is the final Get Ready for Race Equality Week in January. And it's 1 month before Race Equality Week. You can register on our website for that, or the Race Equality Week 23 event. So go there. We'd like to mention the Race Equality Matters jobs board. I think over 50, 60 organizations are now advertising jobs on there. Next slide, please. And we can do a final poll, and this helps us to understand what you need for Race Equality Week and how we can make these events more impactful for you. Thank you. Thank you all for taking part in our final poll. Fantastic to see 96% of you here today would recommend today's event to others. It'd be good to hear from the 4% that are unsure or no, so we can see how we can make it 100% in the future. But it's fantastic. And thank you to our brilliant speakers, Leon, Delia, and Catherine. You truly helped create this. Question 2. How did today's event help you? Fantastic to see 68% were inspired. 64% have learnt something. And at least 1 in 3 of you it's helped you network, collaborate, or be given hope for change, which is fantastic. Question 3. As you can see, 95% found it helpful to hear from a Trailblazer or a Trailblazer judge. So thank you to Leon, Catherine, and Delia for that. Did you get new ideas to help you drive race equality? This is question 4. So 85% of you here today have got new ideas to help drive race equality, which is fantastic. So that'll also be a lot of collaboration and idea sharing in the breakout room. So thank you all for contributing to that. And so question 5, were the discussion chats or the Q&A insightful? So again, 88% of you said yes. So we know how important these breakout sessions are. So for Race Equality Week, we are going to create the big collaboration where there will be breakout sessions, but far more time than the typical 8 minutes we give you. So you can go deeper into key topics. So again, watch your space for Race Equality Week. And that reflects on question 6. Would you like more opportunities to collaborate and network virtually, which is 99%. So that's 99% of you doing that. And so we do listen. And because of this, we will do it for you. My understanding, this will be on Thursday, the 9th of February, 2023. So do book your place now. We've asked you what is of interest to you. So great to see 36% of you applying to be a Trailblazer. 75% want more information about the 5-day challenge. So that will be live now on our website, and others interested in being a Trailblazer judge. So we'll follow up with you, and also posting jobs on the jobs board. And one of my colleagues, Anna, will be in touch with you about being a Race Equality Week Spotlight organisation. Question 8, do you think your organisation will take part in Race Equality Week 2023? So 71% said yes, which is fantastic. We'd love to hear from the other 28, 29% of why and how can we help. But appreciate sometimes you can't make a decision in the room. It's out of your hands. So we do appreciate that. And final question. Do you think that there should be one big day focused on the big promise during Race Equality Week? So 58% of you say yes. 27% no, it should be available all week. And 15% not sure. So we appreciate that. So it does give us a bit of a understanding of what we could do. So thank you again. So please do look at our website for access to the big promise, access to the 5-day challenge, and then also the key events we've got lined up for Race Equality Week. And we look forward to seeing many of you at the Get Ready for Race Equality Week event 1 month to go on the 11th of January. Thank you all for contributing to this poll. A big thank you to our funding partners and supporters. As I said, we are not for profit. To carry on providing this for free and do the work, we need funding partners, whether it's marketing, sponsorship, donations, whatever. So please do consider. A big, huge thank you to Delia, Catherine, and Leon. Fantastic for the work they're doing, and also their collaboration and contribution to support each other and support you out there, and obviously their colleagues in their organization. So huge thank you for that. Raj has had to go, so I'm saying goodbye from him. If you haven't already done so, do register on our website so you can stay up to date with everything, or follow us on LinkedIn and Twitter, and watch out for new jobs on the jobs board. Until then, we hope to see you. There's also the guild where you can carry on this conversation, etc. And Delia, I think, is a member of the guild, and we'll send you a link for that. So this is where it's like a WhatsApp version of a community that we can keep in touch with, and they provide it for us for free, for you for free. So until then, we look forward to see you in 2023. So we're saying this is our last event this year, but we're very quick about it. You never know, an event may suddenly pop up, and I know the team are dreading me saying that. No. This will be it from us for this year, but keep on the work. It doesn't stop. We're not stopping. So very soon, the 5-day promise. So the big promise is now live on the website, and the 5-day challenge is coming out soon as well. Is giving you plenty of time to get ready, and it will address a lot of your questions or challenges you've had in engaging everyone in your business. Thank you all. Thank you so much to speakers, and thank you to Blaze. Well done for getting us through to the end. Much appreciated.